Hi, my name is Deborah Henne. I'm a wife, mother, author, speaker. Today I want to release another prophetic word that I have dated actually also July 7th, 2022 in my journal. So the same date as the last word I released, which was I am calling my writers to write. So this is another word from the Lord that had been simmering for quite some time and was a word that I had actually released over somebody in my life, and I thought, oh, okay, I released it, it's done. When I release a personal prophetic word, oftentimes it gets downloaded, I release it, and then that's it. It's lifted. But in this case, it didn't lift. And so I decided to spend some time praying into it, and this is what God wound up releasing through that prayer session. It says, "Many of you have been born fighters, but I have called you warrior. I have placed within you a determination not found in others. You are full of passion and zeal. Passion and zeal are a blessing to me, but require focus. I have not called you fighter, though you were born with the zeal and determination of one. Rather, I have called you warrior. A warrior learns and trains in a yielded posture, developing skills alongside others. A warrior learns grit through training, and I am training the hands, feet, eyes, minds, and mouths of my warriors, a training through the fire. Situations and circumstances in your lives will be used for training purposes. Training in giftings, training in skill, and training in authority if you will learn to lean into me through the process. A warrior takes learned grit and training to work together in unity with other warriors. A warrior waits for strategy and directions from me and my representatives that I have placed in your lives. This will demand a stretching in endurance, a stretching in faith, a stretching in waiting, a stretching in choosing my way over any other way. I am calling fighters into a season of stretching into the character and call that I have on their lives, for I have called you my warriors. My warriors will be able to enter into battle and overthrow darkness and its workings. My warriors will take swords, shields, and my bow to send forth piercing rays of light and glory skillfully, and will surely hit the target, for my wisdom will guide their aim. I am raising up and training warriors of light." This is a pretty powerful word. And, at first, when I released it over one person in my life, I thought, well, it is more of a personal prophetic word. But as it continued to lay heavily on me, I realized there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people in the church and that will be coming into the church as God draws them and works in their hearts, who were born fighters. They were born with this fire and this zeal in them that just needs to overcome. But God is saying that, yeah, you were born with that. That's part of how I made you. But yet there's a process. There's a process of maturing into being not just a fighter, but a warrior that has a lot more grit, a lot more endurance, has learned to remain in me through the fire in order to become all that you can be. There's a lot in here about waiting for strategy and direction. Fighters, sometimes they just kind of want to go in the moment. But God is saying, no, take that zeal, take that passion. It's a blessing to me. I gave it to you. I gave you that fire in your belly. But use it, harness it, use it. Wait on me, wait on my direction, and learn to work together with me and with the other people that I placed in your life. Because he talks about the representatives that I placed in your lives. Sometimes when you have that fire, it can be hard to harness it and to temper it to work well together under other authority and in unity with others. And that's where he says that there's a stretching in endurance, in waiting, in faith, stretching and choosing my way over any other. And when I wrote this out in written form, that word stretch was all caps, because that was something that was so heavily emphasized in this word. That stretching aspect is like stretching from a fighter into becoming a warrior. And that's what God was really emphasizing in this word. And I love at the end is that promise that, yeah, I need you to do this. I need you to learn to wait in me. Learn that training in your gifting, training in authority, leveling you up in authority as you remain yielded to me and postured together with me, with the other representatives for me in your life, so other believers. But the promise is that as you do that, and this is just an encouragement for you and something to kind of keep in your mind and keep in your vision, is as you'll be able to enter into battle and overthrow the darkness and its workings. And that really comes from that bubbling drive and passion. I mean, that quality is so important in the believer's life. That bubbling over, burning drive that's within you, to take your swords, your shields, and my bow, and to send forth piercing rays of light and glory. And it says that you're going to be able to do that skillfully, because as you've been stretched in that character, you've been stretched in your giftings, you've been stretched and have grown, that you're going to take those weapons of spiritual warfare and you're going to be able to very skillfully use them and wield them to affect massive kingdom impact. And he says it's going to hit the target, because it's God's wisdom that's going to guide your aim. So again, abiding and remaining in the Lord is the key to this word, with a huge promise. And there's more than one person, more than the one person that I released this over originally. So I believe there are many, many in the body now, and that are being called into the body, or coming into the body, that are going to be raised up and trained as warriors of light, to be trained beyond just being a fighter, but to be a warrior for God. So be blessed.